that's about all I can expect either side to say, that if we want to continue moving forward without a full document in place, which I understand the question is that, and then I asked the engineer or the architect, Kevin, if you would, can you give us a number that's close to what Mr. Robertson's looking for, what the cost would be?
70,000.
There's the number.
So we're being asked to approve 70,000 with the hope that we can arrive at an acceptable development agreement.
In one respect, and if we don't, you pay for half. And I guess, Ted, if I had to, I'm just thinking that it puts as much pressure on the other side of the table as it does on this side, because that other side knows the importance of moving forward with finding, getting these things done on a timely basis. Now, if we don't feel it's timely, then I would suggest you're absolutely right, we should table until we have an agreement.
So what are test results? Have they come back yet?
Mr. Fox is here, he can address where he's at with that issue. Dan, are you back there?
We've been waiting on data from...
Hey, Mr. Fox, could you come forward, please?
Dan
Thank you very much.
Rushford, Hypersonic.
Thank you, Dan, I appreciate it.
And we're working with our customer. We are waiting for data from them, and it has to do with the way their steel substrates, okay, how they're made and how they transform. And we have received part of that data, and so now we will resume with our development for them. Due to this, we've been delayed due to the fact of waiting on the data. So this is, now we got it, we will resume, and you know, as it goes, in a few weeks we'll have the samples complete. And that's the best I can tell you. That's reality. And, you know, go from there.
Mr. Chigwell?
I made my comments known to staff this morning that my position on behalf of the city is that I'm advising you to proceed and obtain a written agreement, and that written agreement comply in all respects with your business subsidy policy. So I did not recommend proceeding until you have those documents in place.
And I believe our policies would show that once we are able to develop an agreement, there would be a subsidy hearing have to be held on that agreement. And if we follow that procedure, and Kevin, maybe you could just help us understand the timing issues that you're facing. I mean, are these real? Are they fake? What is the timing issue that you see?
The schedule that you have, they have a schedule, correct, Wendy?
Correct.
The schedule that you have is very intense. It's going to take a sizable contractor to make that work, but with the building that we're looking at, the building construction that we're looking at, it's a prefabricated concrete panel which is made off-site and trucked to the site. So as long as Mother Nature would hold up, we could have a building with a roof on it probably by the middle of December, and then we can pour concrete inside at that point. We'd have to start to incur winter conditions, as they say, and that would be heating the building so that we could do that. But this is the only way that this building can ever be accomplished to be built yet this year and be inhabited in the first couple of months of 2011. But I do believe that it's possible, but we have to move forward.
Mr. Chigwell?
I'm respectful of concerns and timing, but I will not advise the city to knowingly violate a current policy that you have unless you make an affirmative finding and written findings as to the reasons that you're deviating from your business subsidy policy, which you certainly can do. But you have a business subsidy policy in place. I'm advising that you follow that. If you choose not to follow that, I'm requesting that you make written findings and place them of record to make it clear as to the reasons that you're not following the policy that you have in place. So I'm just giving advice on what you have of record, that you should follow that. If you choose not to, then I respectfully request that you make a written finding as to why you're not following your policy.
It's the council's pleasure.
Ted, is there anything that you can see that would mitigate your feelings about having everything together before we move and do more work, or, and I don't mean to pressure you, but I
No,
just...
not really. We got the cart in front of the horse here. We have to agree on this whole thing before we start spending more money. I mean, this has gone on a long time. That development agreement should have been done. This didn't just come out.
No, and I would agree, it'd be nice to have it all done. Unfortunately, there's been, I think a fair amount of emotion about this whole project on both sides of the issue.
Oh, I hope it works.
Yeah.
I hope it works, but we're obligated to protect the taxpayers' money. I definitely want it to work. I hope it's more successful than he thinks. But there's a right way to do things, and a way that I don't think is the proper way.
Mr. Tickler, what would be the time frame for the stuff to be all put in a neat bundle, you say?
I haven't been privy to the conversations about what's in the bundle, so I don't know. But you have a policy that's in place that lists a number of criteria. You have SEMDEC that can assist with the pre-application process. You can certainly put into that pre-application a requirement that you share certain costs and other items. This isn't anything that you haven't done before, and you have a very detailed business subsidy policy. That's why I'm urging you to follow it. The timing of that, I can't give you a reasonable time because I'm not familiar with what the details in general or in specific nature are regarding this request. But you have certainly the availability of obtaining the assistance of SEMDEC and other professionals. I'll make myself available certainly to move this along. But
Well, I think we have been following some of the procedures. Joyce, are you back here? Have we not been following some of the procedures already, doing the preliminaries and getting the application in and from Dan?
We've got the application out there, but we've been proceeding, but have some work to do yet.